What's up, guys? Welcome back to Half-Life 2. So, Doom the Dark Ages Revelations comes out in 5 hours. So I'm gonna do a let's play on that. But yeah, let's continue with Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2, load game. We were, right at the start of Ravenholm. So today I think I'm gonna play through the entirety of Ravenholm, and then I'm gonna play through Highway 17. And then the next video is gonna be sand traps, and what's the one after that? Yeah, Nova Prospect Entanglement. Oh. Zombie blood. That's a bit gross. Is this where you hear Father Grigori? So what's funny about this part, I already showed this in the other video. If you speed run through the area, his voice lines play at the same time, which is a bit silly. But that's Valve for you. That's kind of games Valve make.
Contrived setups. There's a pretty obvious contrivance in a bunch of the gravity gun and physics object training. The player pulls a saw blade out of the wall with the gravity gun, and right on cue, a zombie stumbles around the corner, just begging to have a saw blade launched at it. Then the player crawls under a spinning blade trap to turn it off, and suddenly 3 zombies appear, taunting the player to switch the trap back on. We didn't have much time to iterate on this section, so we needed setups that worked for all players, not more open-ended ones that relied on them making the right move. While this kind of design has the potential to reduce players' creativity, in this case, we found that they didn't seem to mind that we forced their hand a little bit.
Wait, let me go. Missed me. Saw blade time. Yeah, boy. Mine, right? You do notice how different the zombies behave in Half-Life 2 compared to Half-Life 1. Like, they actually stumble around like corpses in this one. They're way more like sci-fi in the first one, because they like walk upright. Yeah, they behave more alien than like, you know, zombies, dead zombies. Which fits the art style, because Half-Life 1 is more about aliens, but this one is more gritty and realistic. Come on. The way the light shines behind him, that's so cool. Hey, Grigori.
What? Who is this? Another life to save? I'll keep my eye on you. More than that, I cannot promise.
May they become like dust before the wind. May the angel of the Lord pursue them. Yeah. It's the rain. The zombies on the ground are way strong. Fire textures. Yeah, the grounded zombies lose their legs are way stronger than the upright zombies. It is a little jarring that they all have exactly the same voice.
Fire trap. This fire trap was originally intended as a visual showpiece for the fire system before a level designer repurposed it as a gameplay element for Ravenholm. It was almost cut many times during development due to the performance impact on the low-end PCs because of all the overdraw involved with the transparent sprites. In the end, there was a programmer who felt that it was important
You
enough
can't
to the
grab
gameplay
that.
that it was worth doing the work to solve the performance issues and make sure we could get it into the game.
You know, Ravenholm makes like no sense if you think about it logically. Like, how are there this many people in the town? Like, how has Grigori not killed all of them already? Is that the church over there? No. It is cool that you can see, like, the whole town, but also... I wish the skybox had a little more. Because, like, only really the part... The actual level environments are the only real parts of the city that exist. Like, it would be cool if they... If a skybox showed a bunch of other buildings. Make it more believable. Because otherwise this town seems very small. Considering how many zombies there are. Or, I mean, too small considering how many zombies there are. So this is where you can find like a secret lambda cache. It's that lambda symbol. I think that one used to be in like the first lambda cache, but they changed it on an update. I think that's kind of annoying that they changed. I don't like when single player games get updated. It feels like, you know, like even multiplayer games too. I feel like I don't know. I want to play the definitive game. It feels so like you're missing out on the original experience that was launched, that came out when the game came out. Like, I have nothing against re-releases and stuff, but like, I don't know if we should update the games and just change them. It feels like you're losing something, you know? Especially with this game, this game has gotten like a lot of updates to make it more in line
Even with all
with
the
the
work we did
episodes.
to try and make a connection between this lever and the outside electric fence in the players' minds, some testers would still flip the lever and not know what they'd done. They'd even wander around, flip the lever back on, and wander around some more. With not much time to spend on making the connection clearer, we elected to just have the lever break off. This prevented players from undoing their progress and added to the feeling that Ravenholm was an unreliable and decaying environment.
What? What was I saying? I don't even remember. I was thinking of starting a Minecraft Let's Play. Cause you know, why not? I'm gonna keep playing until I beat the game. Which I've never done before. Which I have, but like, not
Well
legit,
done,
you know?
brother. Make free use of my traps, but take care not to fall in them yourself. Behind you! In Ravenholm, you do well to be vigilant.
Just kind of random. Sometimes the corpse doesn't fall down behind you at all, which is a bit lame when that happens.
We all went to Ravenholm. When fans talk to us about Half-Life 2, Ravenholm is often the most remembered section. Thanks to its multiple development passes and the density of the material in it, more members of the team are represented in Ravenholm than anywhere else. It was where we figured out how to apply our artistic pipeline to the set pieces and mood we wanted, how physics and gameplay combined with the gravity gun, how headcrabs and zombies need to evolve for Half-Life 2, and much more. Looking back on it now, it reassures our belief in individual empowerment over centralized design. Ravenholm is dense, highly efficient in its gameplay and artistic execution, and the sum of many small contributions by individuals who understood how they could push it just a little further with their own unique capabilities.
That's crazy. Can I crawl out here? No. Crawl back to hell. I am Father Grigori. This town is dark and gory. I take my rifle and I lighten it, and that's my story. The word of God is holy. I missed them. I turned the car into an elevator and I crushed them. I used a spinning propeller to slice their ass in two. I'm Ravenholm's mad monk. Who the fuck are you?
Car crushers. These car crushers required some adjustments and quite a bit of work to our physics damage system. There's always a challenge when big physics objects interact with non-player characters.
Might as well
For
just
instance, if the physics can push the NPC, it might shove them somewhere they're not supposed to go, leaving them unable to recover. This isn't a big issue for something like a head crab, which can just hop out of a tricky situation, but for something like a zombie, it could mean they get stuck and end up helpless, flailing away in whatever gap they manage to wedge themselves into, which kind of kills the survival horror mood we're going for here.
Survival horror.
Car crusher lifts.
I don't know if
Getting
this
the car
is.
crushers to lift the player was also
I don't know if
tricky.
that's what survival
The
horror
player
is.
always being simulated by both the physics system and the game's movement system. Each time we update the player's state, we compare the results from both systems and decide which one is right, then sync them up and repeat. This allows the two systems to influence each other. Like when the player stands on a seesaw, the physics lets the board give way, or when they stand on the car crusher, it lifts them up. While more complex, this dual system approach was easier to tune than trying to handle both physics and player movement in a single system. By keeping them separate, we could fine-tune the player movement system to feel good on its own, only reconciling the two when physics was affecting the player.
My congregation.
Physics-based movement. Can you see the church from here? Don't think you can. This game is fucking bullshit. See these unbreakable windows. What? How are the barrels? It would be cool if they had like destructible environment here, so the wall got blown to shit. No, don't shoot, it's me.
Ah, it is you, brother. I apologize. But no harm done. My bullets are the least of yours.
I love Ravenholm.
Pacing switch. Now that the player's through the training section, we can start shifting the pacing from moody, claustrophobic spaces to more combat-focused action arenas. With the player familiar with the various physics tools in the environment, we can start mixing those into open spaces and just give the player the freedom to choose their approach.
That's so true. Wait, am I using the old fire decals or the new ones? Let me see. Classic effect. Yeah, this is the classic fire. So what does the new one look like? I didn't even notice it was the old one. That's crazy. Ugh. That's crazy. Why is this? Why does it just stop? That's like Harry Potter. That's the thing Voldemort gets tangled up in.
Although they call me Christ, I care not, for thou art my helper, my strength.
I am fucking Grigori. This is what the skybox is kind of lame because there's no buildings over here. I don't remember if Half-Life Update might have added better skybox around here. It's kind of lame how you notice when you're up here. So when you're down on the street, you don't notice it, but like, there's no buildings over there. Or there. I mean, there is over there, but in this direction, there was no buildings. Oh, what the fuck? He just stitched the burned face onto the white zombie model. It is really weird that all the zombies look the same. So like they had a model for like the zombies with blue shirts, but they just chose not to put it in the game. Have all of them look like this, which is really weird.
Tables and bodies. Towards the end of Ravenholm's production,
There's also no
with all the
female
major
zombies.
pieces in place, we went through and tried to fill out every bit of empty space with something
Or any
interesting.
Metrogob zombies.
In doing so, we had to be careful to use what we already had and not create anything new, as we couldn't risk introducing more bugs. Often, as in this room, we were trying to add new moments of gameplay, while also adding more detail and storytelling to the area. Small scenes like this allow an attentive player to
We'll never know what it allows an attentive player to do.
Fast Zombie Introduction. This space was another area originally built for E3 2003, where it showcased the player fighting against a squad of Combine soldiers. When we returned to use it to introduce the Fast Zombie, we tried to keep as much of the previous work as possible. We wanted an iconic moonlit shot with zombies leaping past the moon like werewolves to draw the player's eye. Once that beat is over, we introduce the first Fast Zombie to the player space and send it at them. It took a lot of iteration to find the right balance of lighting for the scene to look good, while ensuring it also worked for the gameplay goals.
Nice throw, dude. Sorry, I'm picking my nose right now. I can't. I don't have time to fight you. I'm gonna kill myself in real life. Guys, do you still find that joke funny? Can this fucking head crab die?
Physics object consistency. All physics objects have a variety of parameters that define their behavior. Their mass, the amount of damage they take before breaking, what they break into, and so on. During development, these parameters were specified by level designers for each item, which is how most things in the game worked. But later in development, we realized we'd created a problem for ourselves. There were thousands of physics objects in the game, and no method to ensure consistency across them. As a result, a cardboard box might break apart with a single pistol shot in one level, and be completely invulnerable in another. Internally, we generally referred to these inconsistencies as level designer crimes. To fix these, and to deliver some justice, we built a system that enforced consistency on all physics objects based on their visual model. Since most of the game had already been built, we were forced to allow level designers to explicitly opt out of this system for rare edge cases where they needed to do something criminal to preserve what they'd designed. Internally, we refer to these designers as recidivists, some of whom perpetuate their life of crime at Valve to this day.
Fuck.
Here, brother.
I have a more suitable gun for you.
You've stirred up hell.
I don't know why I
A
said
man
that.
after my own heart. Here, I have a more suitable gun for you. You'll need it. Catch. Good. Now, keep it close. My advice to you is aim for the head. Hush. They come. There is no rest in Ravenholm. Move on and I will meet you at the church. I remember your true face.
I don't remember their true face. There we go. I'll go false. That was easy. It's a paradox, you moron. There is no answer. I'm not a moron, mate. Just try and get me. It's like Resident Evil if it was good. Let me listen to that shit, man. Wait, why do they bleed green blood? I do not remember the zombies bleeding green blood.
Poison zombie introduction.
No.
Constraining the player in a tight space while providing them with a view outward is a useful
Can I
way
shoot?
to increase the chances that they'll notice something we want them to see. Here, we draw the player's attention with the sound of a wail before the poison zombie itself becomes visible. Originally, this encounter was also the first time players faced poison headcrabs, but as mentioned in an earlier node, we got far too enthusiastic in proliferating poison headcrabs around the level and ended up spoiling their joint introduction here. In the end, however, these first encounters worked better as separate instances anyway.
What? Something I do. Okay, this is where you take a really long way around. Wait, how do you... So you go here later. Yeah, you head over the rooftops? What the fuck? There's no way zombies are real, dude.
Gamma correction. Our game engine has a rendering system that's responsible for taking the entire state of the game, calculating a color value for every pixel on your screen to represent that state. But code and software from other people are involved in the process of calculating those pixels as well. As an example, the software and hardware in your GPU and monitor. At one point during development, we were unhappy with how our characters looked. In particular, we thought that they looked waxy or sickly. Their skin was wrong. We spent some time tuning our lighting, but we just couldn't get both our characters and our world to look right. Luckily, we still had a fully featured software renderer, which allowed us to run the game without a GPU, because this was an era where many players still didn't have one. And looking at the game on that renderer, we noticed that our lighting didn't have the same problem. So we went through our code with a fine-tooth comb, trying to figure out where our rendering code was doing something wrong when it was working with a GPU. After failing to do so, we tried talking to the GPU manufacturers, asking them to double-check they weren't doing anything wrong with the pixel values we were passing them. That was the start of a long journey, and long story short, it was a journey of almost 2 years of back-and-forth communication with GPU manufacturers before we were able to convince them that they were doing gamma correction incorrectly in the low-level math on their cards. During this, we even had to build a system that validated the color values of an individual pixel throughout the entirety of our rendering pipeline. But eventually, at the end, we finally got new drivers back on them.
Wow, that really killed them in one shot.
Like they should, matching the software renderer.
That's crazy. Kill all tech companies, dude. Okay. So in this part, you don't even need this platform, because you can just, like, jump straight across. It's not even hard. I'm gonna leave all these zombies here. Actually, no, I'm gonna blow them up. There we go. Any more bullets?
Here, brother. This is the wrong side of town for you. Did I not tell you to seek the church? Mend your ways before it is too late.
Why is there no dev note about this? Look, this goes down, so you can climb up if you fall back down. Well, I know it's obvious, but also to some people it isn't obvious. Honestly, the developers probably just forgot about it. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person who notices stuff like that. Maybe that's because I'm a fucking loser nerd. Also, why do you put a level transition with enemies there? That's so fucking stupid. Put a dev note about how dumb this is. This was the dumbest thing we've ever done. It's this house from earlier. I like how physics objects just one-shot that thing. But like bullets do nothing. Breathe me in. Breathe me in. And then you go across the rooftops. In this area. Yeah. I never really thought about where I was here before. Do I, Oh, I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. Fucking cock. I don't like how you can't switch to weapons that are empty.
Final arena. When we finished the first pass over Ravenholm, this rooftop was intended to be the culminating fight. Like other spaces in Ravenholm, it had begun life as a space purely focused on being an interesting visual location. We felt it was important that, as the player left Ravenholm, they had a moment to look back over the town they had just survived and get a glimpse of where they were headed next. Multiple gameplay groups took a shot at building a fight here, but the tight geometry and performance constraints meant we never really created a finale we were happy with. Not unlike the Half-Life saga itself, it seemed as if Ravenholm was destined to not have a real ending.
Yikes. I think the most efficient way to deal with the fast head crabs is to get hit by them. Oh no, Breen started his ascent. Dude, I can't see the fucking crosshair. Also, there's nothing stopping you from just like... hopping down here and just meeting them face to face. I have to go. Exact same voice line repeated a second time. Holy immersion. He just says the same thing twice and then he doesn't talk. Great stuff.
The handbrake, brother. Release it and come down.
Why is the elevator so much faster coming down? I guess it is. I guess it does have gravity on this side.
Greetings, brother. And so we meet at last. You are to be commended for avoiding my traps. The work of a man who wants.
There's no weapon switching animation when you have it lowered.
For nothing but the work of salvation. I suspect you have little wish to remain in Ravenholm, so I will show you to the mines. As for me, a shepherd must tend to his flock. especially when they have grown unruly.
Yep.
Follow me, brother, and tread lightly, for this is hallowed ground.
Okay. Yeah, the loading screens kind of break the immersion. Fuck.
Response rules. We knew early on that we wanted a lot of dynamic dialogue in-game, so we needed a system to handle it effectively. We aimed for a system that allowed sound designers to add and tweak lines without involving programmers, made the dialogue tightly responsive to the game's state, and minimized repetition. With these requirements, we created the response rules system. Whenever a character speaks outside of a choreographed scene, this system determines which line to deliver. Rather than picking up lines directly, character AI is constantly flagging opportunities for speech whenever a relevant event happens. Spotting the player, getting hurt, firing a last round in a gun, encountering overwhelming enemies, and so on. With each opportunity, it sends the response rules system a packet of data about the game's current state, and the system returns the most fitting dialogue line, if there is any. This setup allowed our sound designers to create a detailed decision matrix for dialogue. For example, a character might have a different set of lines for announcing a reload while under fire versus after the end of a fight, or if only one ally is left standing, or if there's a strider in sight, etc. By the time we shipped Half-Life 2, we felt we'd only scratched the surface of this system's potential. It became a core feature of Episode 1's Alex, and went on to power the dynamic dialogue in our later games, including TF2's classes and the cast of Left 4 Dead.
What do you mean TF2's classes? They're only dynamic lines like when you start the game and they all do the battle cry. Which otherwise it's exactly the same voice line always, whenever you like trigger a voice line with them. What do I know? Also ironic that they're talking about TF2. As if they give a shit about that game. I mean, for them, TF2 is like a game that they did. It's not a game that they are doing.
You meant no harm.
Even if they're still making lots and lots of money off it. But to them, it's an old game, and they don't have an obligation to work on it anymore. After they ruined it with all the updates.
Come! Follow me. Quickly, brother.
You're the one who's being slow, but okay. There we go. Dude, the backpack reloading is so overpowered. I can just hold my shotgun for a couple of seconds and boom. So much more satisfying than actually reloading. Also, the AI is so stupid. Why does he just stand there and get hit? Oh, it's stuck. Are you gonna let me out?
Hurry while I hold the gate.
Let's see if this sequence breaks like it usually does.
Farewell, brother. I fear I deliver you to a darker place. May the light of lights illuminate your path. Look to your own salvation.
Is he gonna light himself on fire like usual? Yep. Has this sequence ever worked at any point in this game's like long lifespan? I'm pretty sure he's supposed to run into the crypt. Oh, he actually did it this time. But he did also stand in the fire for a really long time. Maybe they did kind of fix it. But still, he stands in the fire completely unharmed. Which is a little silly. And breaks the immersion. Well, so you never get to enter the church. Never see what's in there. Okay, we're gonna go through the mines now. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do Highway 17. I waste a lot of time on this chapter. I mean, Highway 17, I can speedrun it. Kind of forget what happens in Highway 17, because all the Lighthouse Point segments, that's in Sand Traps, not Highway 17. It's like you meet Cabbage. Oh, that's a cabbage. You go to like the dogs with the big magnet. So I do not like this section. Like, there's like skip, skip, skip. Man, when does this game get fucking good? Playing Half-Life 2 be like, skip, skip, skip. Man, when does this game get fucking good? I'm actually gonna get killed by the fast head crabs. It's crazy. I'm gonna die. There we go. Dead guy. This also pissed me off. Actually, well, no, what? Wait, is this the retail model? Did they change it? Who wants to fight a bunch of fast head crabs? Worst enemy in the game. I would rather kill myself. I forgot whacking it with your crowbar makes it blow up in 2 swings. But if I whack it once, there's no fire. That is very silly. You whack it twice with a crowbar and it explodes. Is this model new? I've never seen this before. What the fuck? It also looks horrible. Like, this is really bad. Fuck you, Valve. I never understood why oxygen is the same as sprinting and flashlight. That never made any sense. What even is auxiliary power? I'm not a fucking nerd. Why did it take so many shots to die? Major, we'll fight alongside you. An ocelot never lets his prey get butt-fucked by anyone else. Time for epic zombie killing. Cool, guys, don't look at epic zombie killings. I'm gonna lure these zombies into the trap as well. Decaffeinated. Anyone else get that reference? Fuck you. So that was almost all of Ravenholm. It is kind of silly how it just goes from middle of the night to day immediately. Just the mines are so short. I fucking love this song, by the way. This song is so good. This is peak Half-Life music. When does the bass drop? When does the beat drop? Boom, boom, boom. Also, I always wondered about this section. What happens if you run out of grenades?
Half-Life 2's physics gave us a variety of tools to make combat more exciting. For instance, when enemies miss the player, we subtly redirect their shots toward breakable objects nearby, adding mayhem and creating that action movie feel. We also employed physics to add hints. We created what we called ragdoll magnets across the game to make enemy corpses fall in interesting and dramatic ways, such as off ledges or into the path of a train.
That's awesome. That's actually sick.
Snipers. The Half-Life 2 team was never very large, so we were always looking for ways to create new gameplay without high asset production costs. The sniper is a great example. It has no actual model, just a laser beam, so it required no art or animation support. When it dies, it simply spawns a Combine Soldier ragdoll and launches it out the window. Despite that simplicity, we got a lot of unique gameplay from it. We were especially happy with how it interacted with the physics objects in the game world. Players are used to exploiting explosive objects near enemies, so it felt fitting to have an enemy that flipped that dynamic when the player was in cover.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Also, the snipers are mentally deficient. Like, why is it... The funny thing is it plays Metro Cop voice lines. Look out! It's funny that this is the introduction to the Combine Soldier. And you see them like 5 seconds later over here. Also this... If you go into here, I have classic effects enabled. Does that not include the original shotgunner model? I mean, I'm not... That's definitely one of the better changes they made to this game. Is changing the shotgunner's model. What the fuck? The shotgunner's so strong. Yeah, I guess in the original game you would never be able to tell the difference between the shotgunner. I mean, you could see where he was holding his weapon, you know. And you kind of need to know which enemies are shotgunners, because the regular soldiers don't do a whole lot. This way you can see G-Man over here. Gay man. He's doing good. No. I can use the
Winston's been hit.
oh.
Catch him up and get him to the back as soon as he's still.
Not Winston. I like he can pick up his gun.
Gordon Freeman. It's incredible you made it.
I'm just stealing this dead guy's gun. Boom, 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 boom. Na-na-na, na-na-na,
It's Leon. We're all clear.
Leon Kennedy?
Dr. Freeman, you're kidding. Look, I've been on the line with Alex.
Dr. Kennedy.
My father's been captured.
Over here, Dr. Freeman.
Maybe this chapter would actually only be Ravenholm. Or maybe this video. This game is... This kind of... Something Half-Life 1, I guess, has... That's better about Half-Life 1. It's easier to, like, speedrun. And you know what you do. Or what you're doing. You don't have story segments like this, where you just sit and listen.
You wanted to take the coast road? You won't last 5 minutes on foot. It's spawning season for the antlions.
What?
That's why I called you, Leon. I was hoping you still had the scout car we left with you last summer. The one my dad rigged with the Tau cannon.
Yeah, good idea. Hold on a sec. Norco? Bring the buggy out. Put it on the dock right now.
Narco.
Gordon Freeman will be driving it.
Gordon fucking Freeman will be driving
Good
it.
timing. Okay, Alex, we're all set.
Thanks, Leon. Gordon, I haven't driven the coast in over a year, but I have no reason to think it's gotten any safer. Meet me in the depot where the trains unload. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in Nova Prospect. Bye for now.
Bye, Alex. Okay, Doc. Before you hit the road, you might want to grab some med kits, restock on ammo, maybe check the map, see where you're headed. There's an ammo supply crate on the back of the car, if that's any comfort. Stay with the car, make use of the thumpers. You'll stand a fair chance against the antlions. I'll radio ahead to let the
Fucking
next base know you're
physics-based movement.
coming. Shore point to NLO. Shore point to New Little Odessa. Come in, Odessa. Do you
Why
read?
can I not? Disgusting fucking creature. Oh, you can see like the reflection in his eye.
Shore point to New Little Odessa. Come in, Odessa. Do you read? Shore point to NLO.
He's supposed to say like, the Eli Vance is indispensable to the liberation.
More or less the route to Nova Prospect. Can't vouch for the road, though. We've lost touch with some of the outposts. Shore point to NLO. Shore point to New Little Odessa.
Is that
Odessa,
Nova
do you
Prospect
read?
over there? Who gives a shit?
Coast kickoff. This interstitial scene came along late in development to connect Ravenholm to coast. Noticing a trend? Quite a bit of the connective tissue in our games comes together late. In this case, that meant cutting corners wherever possible. We didn't even have time to animate Alex on the monitor. These kinds of scenes are always a challenge to make interesting, and we didn't succeed with this one. It's a good example of what happens when NPCs are treated like signposts without adding character to them or the scene. The result is a forgettable moment where the game's seams show. But that's the nature of development. You only have so much time, and you have to decide where to spend it. Kleiner's lab and Eli's lab were much more important, so that's where we focused our efforts.
Damn.
NLO. Shore point to New Little Odessa.
He
Come in,
just
Odessa.
roasted
Do
the
you read?
hell out of Leon's. Leon's Kennedys.
Shore point to NLO.
I think this is going to be the end of this episode here. Yeah, next video is Highway 17.
Hello, Dr. Freeman. The car's all ready for you.
So, yeah, that's going to be next episode. Also, if you think about it, Ravenholm should be like past those. It's kind of crazy. It kind of breaks the immersion when you realize like Ravenholm's just next door. Invisible wall.
Dr. Freeman, the car's on the pier. The car's ready for you now, Dr. Freeman.
Shut. Why is she so like? Just shut up. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Gonna fight these vampires.
Buggy training course. This training section was designed to let the player play around with her buggy. At the time Half-Life 2 was released, this level of physical simulation in the vehicle was novel, so we wanted to give players ample opportunity to experiment with it. A player has also just left the tight confines of Ravenholm, and we liked giving them the contrast and reward of being able to move quickly through a large space, feeling safe inside a vehicle. We made sure to require a turbo jump to get out of this area, which doubled as a test to make sure they'd reached a level of comfort in their driving, and also ensured that they didn't leave their buggy behind.
It is a bit immersion breaking out. It's always the same amount of ant lines. Actually, it isn't. I'm completely wrong. It is funny how they dig themselves out of the ground. Somehow. Let's go, like, exploring this place.
I said get back up on the pier.
She's so mad. I never knew this existed. Why is there a slope there? Oh.
The car's ready for you now, Dr. Freeman.
Yep. Show warehouses. I'm gonna. How did she get up there? I'm gonna see if I can make this jump. Fuck.
Come back up, Dr. Freeman. The car's on the pier.
Okay, I'm gonna come back up. Actually, no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna stand and die. You know what I'm gonna do?
I said get back up on the pier.
You'll never take me alive. Thanks for watching. Freeman is dead. Thanks for watching. Bye.